In the very heart of Venice, the floating city, unlike any other, stands a bridge that 16th century engineers believed, a structure mocked, doubted, and predicted to collapse within 10 years. Yet today, more than 430 years later, it is still standing. It is still standing. This is the story of the Rialto Bridge, the boldest gamble in Venice's history. The boldest gamble in Venice's history, where commerce, architecture, politics, and ambition merged into an immortal masterpiece. During the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, Venice was a superpower, a maritime empire controlling trade routes to the east, dominating the spice market, diplomacy, and global commerce. Yet despite its immense wealth, the city had one major problem. The Grand Canal, Venice's main artery, had no permanent stone bridge, only pontoons and later wooden bridges, structures that burned, collapsed, or washed away in storms. And every merchant, pilgrim, relied on a single crossing and traveler moving through Venice, the bustling Rialto market district. Venice launched a grand architectural competition, and the participants were legendary: Michelangelo, Palladio, Sansovino, all proposing elegant multi-arched bridges, safe, proven, and structurally sound. But the winner was an obscure architect, Antonio da Ponte. His proposal shocked everyone: a single stone arch stretching an unprecedented 28 meters, with rows of shops built directly on top. Engineers called it insane. They claimed the soil would sink, the arch would crack, and the bridge would collapse within a decade. Yet the Venetian government approved it. Construction began in 1588. To anchor the bridge in Venice's shifting mud, workers drove 6,000 wooden piles deep into the lagoon floor. Underwater, wood doesn't rot. The absence of oxygen preserves it for centuries. This ancient technique is what keeps Venice standing today. The entire bridge was built with Istrian stone, a dense, water-resistant limestone that withstands salt and erosion. Block by block, the arch rose, without heavy metal reinforcement, using stone wedges and precise compression. In 1591, the Rialto Bridge opened. Against every prediction, it held firm, and Venice celebrated a triumph of engineering that defied the limits of its time. Rialto was unlike any other bridge in Europe. It wasn't just a crossing, it was a marketplace in the sky. For centuries, its shops sold silk, spices, jewelry, and Venice's most precious commodity, salt. Every shop paid taxes to the city, turning the bridge into a financial engine for the Republic. If you were a merchant in Venice, you passed through Rialto. It was the commercial heart of an empire. Over 4 centuries, the bridge endured fierce fires, devastating floods, salt erosion, shifting foundations, and even war. In the 20th century, engineers discovered the bridge had actually settled unevenly, and yet the single arch design distributed its weight perfectly, preventing cracks or collapse. Rialto became known as one of the most stable stone arches ever built. From 2015 to 2019, Venice carried out a major restoration, partially funded by the Diesel Fashion Company. Crews removed centuries of soot, repaired thousands of stones, and strengthened the foundations with modern techniques. When the scaffolding came down, the Rialto Bridge looked almost as radiant as it did in the late Renaissance. Rialto appears in countless works of art: the paintings of Canaletto, the sketches of European travelers, Bellini's Renaissance scenes, and in modern times, it has starred in films like The Tourist, Spider-Man, Far From Home, Indiana Jones, and The Last Crusade. Rialto is more than architecture, it is a universal symbol of Venice. The Rialto Bridge was never supposed to last. It defied the engineering wisdom of its time, survived centuries of storms and political turmoil, and became one of humanity's most enduring stone bridges. Rialto is living proof that bold ideas can shape the world, even when everyone believes they will fail. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Venice's iconic Rialto Bridge, subscribe for more stories of ancient bridges across Europe and the United States. Bridges shaped by war, trade, innovation, and the unstoppable forces of history. This is your channel where every bridge has a story.